What is up, everybody? If you like the content I put up, please make sure to hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and leave me a comment below letting me know what you think of today's video. What's going on, guys? So today we're going to be doing another PvP tier list for every single hero and dungeon boss. Unlike the last video, this one I did live. I live streamed it on my Twitch, which in case you followed me before, you might have missed it because I changed my Twitch handle. I can't get into my old account anymore, so I'm going to throw my new account up on the screen over there. So if you like how this looks and you want to participate in the next one, or if you want to maybe see me stream some gameplay in the future or something to that effect, go follow me there. But without further ado, this is the tier list. So here's the deal. This is pretty self-explanatory, I feel, but apparently I didn't explain it well enough in my first video that's on YouTube, because some people were still confused as to what the point is of this, telling me things like Nub Nub is S tier because he helps me out in campaign and stuff like that. So I just want to be very, very clear. What we're doing today, this tier list that we're doing, is specifically for high-level PvP. You don't necessarily have to be like a PvP god to have an opinion on this, of course, obviously. And more than anything, the whole reason that I do these is to help people that are building their rosters with deciding like who they should be focusing on, if that makes sense. So obviously people that are already, you know, top PvPers probably don't need a tier list. They know who the best heroes are. I make this more so for people that, again, aren't necessarily fully maxed out on everything, so they know, hey, you know, should I work on friggin' Darris or something like that, which the answer is no, but like that way you have some type of guide, right? And obviously this is all opinion, and I am not myself the greatest PvPer in the world. I get most of my info from my guildmates. I very rarely am somebody who like comes up with something new or whatever. I'm usually gathering all of my PvP info from my guild, who's usually a lot better at PvP than I am. So definitely it is opinion based. And when I have the way that I have these tiers set up, S tier basically means like how Rayla was before she got nerfed, how you could use her basically any situation, any team, and she's just gonna dominate. Or like if she's on defense, like you have to like basically mold your entire offense around the fact that she's on defense or something to that effect. So S will typically be the smallest group, the smallest subset. A is good heroes that work in most situations, and usually A and S can be debatable. Typically, not always. B are decent heroes that can work in some situations, like let's say you just really like using a certain type of hero, or like it's going to win you probably 80% of your matches if you use teams with this hero or something to that effect, right? And C are heroes that are pretty not good, but not necessarily like horrible. They might be extremely niche, or like they might work in like low 70 range, like again, not like horrible heroes, but like very like only use these heroes if you don't have any of the above heroes. Like if you're just working on your roster and you just need to use something and you can't use certain ones, that's the only time that you would use those ones. D is going to be, you can basically forget these heroes for the most part. Maybe build them if there's free tokens around and stuff like that. And then F are going to be heroes that you can completely ignore. They need to be reworked. They need to be, something needs to happen with them to make them viable. Again, we're talking about in high level PvP, 75 and above PvP, so that you can, if you want to be competitive in like the boss 100 or something to that effect. All right, so the way that I did this last time is I just literally just went from just start to finish. The way these are organized, I believe, is alphabetically. This what I'm using is called Tier Maker. It's a really cool website that allows you to do this, and I could have like set parameters for S and stuff like that. Like I could have set it to whatever, but I feel like we all understand S, A, B, C, and so on and so forth, so I just left it like that. So let's get started with Abigail. Abigail's pretty useless, I'd say. Again, by my own definition, I'd say probably C or D. I'm gonna throw her in D for now, and then you guys can scream at me in chat if you feel like I do something that you don't agree with. For the most part, I'm just going to place people where I think, And then for like the ones that are a little bit more debatable, I'll see if anybody has any strong opinions on them. But Abigail's pretty bad. She gives an attack buff, but that's it. And everybody else that gives attack buffs are pretty much better. So I won't say she's an F tier because she's not completely useless, but definitely not a whole lot going on there. Creole is in the same boat where he's basically like, I mean, he's there, he exists, but not so much going on. Where's E tier? Where's E tier? Yeah, there's nobody likes E. I feel like that's usually not in tier lists. Agnon's solid. Agnon's a solid hero. Definitely not really like used anymore. I'd say between B and C. Like, I don't know. He's really still used in like events, but not really so much in PvP. So I guess we could put him. I don't know. I'll put him in B just because people still like Agnon quite a bit. I do too. I like Agnon. C, or whatever his fucking guy's name is. He's going in C. Archon's pretty solid. I'd throw him in A tier. He might be B nowadays. Nobody really uses him, but he is not like a bad hero. He just, in times where you could use him, usually somebody else fits there better, but he's not necessarily terrible. Does anybody have a strong opinion on Archon? I'm just going to move on if nobody has a strong opinion on Archon. S. Oh my god. Okay, I'm gonna need to hear more opinions on S. What's your reasoning? What's your reasoning on him being S? I don't understand. What makes him an S tier? Like, he's, like I said, he's not bad, but he's not like the type of hero you can put on any team and that team is just gonna slam because of it, I feel. For attack. Can I put him in A+? I don't know. Okay, we'll come back to Archon in a bit. I'd say Aria's between A and S for sure too. Aria, I would say maybe like 3 months ago was probably S. 3 or 4 months ago was S. I think I put her in S in the last video. But they keep making heroes that can't miss, like heroes like with chaos damage and stuff like that. Basically just makes her not as dominant as she was before. I don't know. Augustus is so useless. I'll put him in D. He's pretty useless though. Ooh, I'm gonna put him in. I can't even remember the last time I've seen Augustus. I forgot that he kind of existed. Balog, I'll put him. If I'm gonna put Abigail in D, I have to put Balog in D. I can't give him any worse than that, but I definitely don't have to give him any better. Bobble, I'd say, is better than these D tier heroes, but still not that great. BD. Black Diamond is actually like not necessarily good, but these assassins are actually not horrible right now. I'd say they're actually like okay-ish. Like you could use assassins with Aria, you could do like an assassin team, I guess, and it might not be terrible. I think I've seen some people use it. Maybe actually, I think, who uses it? Does Wagdog use it? Does Creepy use it? Somebody uses it a lot, but I don't know that I've seen like a lot of people use it. Looks like Creole is F. Yeah, no, you're right. I mean, Creole's pretty bad, man. Yeah, you're probably right about Creole. Let's throw him in F. Yeah, if we gotta put Augustus in there, I guess we gotta put Creole in there, right? All right, Bovis, S tier. Just kidding. Bovis is trash. I can't really think of any reason he's not horrible. They gave him an epic, didn't really help. Bram is pretty terrible. It's hard to not put him in F, but he's not. I don't know. He's not F, but he's definitely not any higher than D. Let's move on. Red Viperia is not the worst in the world, but definitely is kind of pointless now. Like, okay, so maybe C can be like not the worst in the world, but basically pointless at the current state of the meta, maybe later. But stuff like chaos damage ignoring like invulnerability makes it pointless. I don't understand why they would add a mechanic that completely blanket nullifies other mechanics. Like, you just basically made all of your heroes that have a really cool mechanic useless. Like, and you made runes that have chaos damage on it. Like, it's not even like it's like one hero that can make it so that they're useless. Like, they're completely useless at this point. Kraw's a good hero, but not really used a lot right now. That I've seen, at least. What's his face has been used a lot. Bramble has been used a lot. Like, okay, so the thing about Bramble is that I don't think he's very good, but I think he's really good with Miko, who obviously we're going to get to later. But I don't think he's necessarily good. I think Miko makes him good. But because he's being used so much right now, I'll throw him in B tier, just because he's getting a lot of play right now. Darris is kind of the same. Darris, like, really isn't that great of a hero. But if you're still one of the crazy people that uses Rayla post nerf, she's still not like horrible, I'd say. She gives Shroud to your whole team, or not your whole team, but your what is it? Your other assassins or other elves? Is that what it is? That she gives Shroud to. So I mean, it's okay. It's like your own portable craw, I guess. Daggerand is. I mean, all the dwarves are pretty trash at the moment. Daggerand's just like, his kit is horrible. His heal is weak. He's not tanky enough to survive much. He needs kind of a he could be good with a rework, but there's just so much damage output on attack right now that pretty much all defenses are not doing great right now. But there's so much damage output that if you don't have something that's like a really strong shield, or if you don't have a high enough defense stat or something to survive the first round, you're basically useless. So I'm gonna throw him there for now. Deadeye's a solid hero. Deadeye would be between A and B for me. I'd say in PvP he's a lot less useful than he is in PvE, like boss invasions and stuff like that. But since we're talking about PvP, I'll probably throw him in B for now, unless somebody has really strong feelings about that. Bro, trashing some drones, bro. Okay, so yellow Rogar is useless. The previous endgame hero, who you could only get from beating the last level of the campaign, one token per day, is literally like one of the worst heroes you can possibly have in this game, which is great. I'm gonna see if I can hear my own music. Is my music like even going? Amp that up a little bit. Let me know if that's better. You can hear a slight drum beat. Yeah, that's not really what I was going for. I wanted you to be able to hear the music. Hold on. I think it started the track over. That's not what I was trying to do. Okay, let's move on. Drac is okay. But, I mean, I guess I just gotta put all of the barbarians here, because again, they're useless with chaos damage. Like, they have literally no point with chaos damage. And he hasn't been good for a long time, unlike, well, I don't know. This is a hard one here. He's I'll just leave him there. Fuck it. Echo's not horrible, but not good. I saw some people using Ella. That's her name, right? Ella, yeah. I saw some people using her, but I'll put her in C. I don't know, I might come back to that one. I really like Ember a lot. I think Ember's super good, and you can throw a ton of attack on her. She just doesn't like synergize really well with a lot of teams. She's kind of like in a fast and like if you're just trying to knock out a bunch of raids but don't really care if you win or lose, then she's decent. But you can like wipe whole offenses or even defenses with her if you have a high enough attack stat on her. Moving forward, Emily, not great, not horrible, pretty useless right now, but definitely better than anything in D and F. Alright, Emperor Zul'Qad is going to be our first S tier. I think Zul'Qad is probably in the running for the best offensive hero at the moment. Like, not last meta, but the meta before that, he was like the best attack team. You could basically beat any defense with him. Who are we running? Him, Malice. Who was the other person? Him, Malice, Archon? Was it Archon that we were running with them? Anyways, so that meta is basically back, where he can pretty much stomp almost anything. And again, unlike Archon, who is good, a good hero, I agree, Archon is a good hero, he actually carries the team. Like, without Archon, the team still works. Right? Without Zulk, that team does not work anymore. If you get what I'm saying. So hopefully that makes sense, but S+ for art, man. How to ruin Shadow Queen Darris. Don't. I don't know, maybe if you throw like an evasion rune on her. But again, there's just like too much stuff that doesn't miss anymore. Like they keep releasing heroes that combat their previous heroes to try and fix all the problems that a previous hero has caused. But then they end up essentially nerfing all the heroes that they screwed over that way. Ferno's not terrible. I'd put him in B range. He's actually pretty decent. You have to be kind of creative with him, but he's not a terrible hero. Therend is definitely probably the best of the dwarves with Valken. I just think Therend also works without Valken more than Valken works without Therend, I guess. You can bring Therend with a lot more teams than you can bring Valken with, I guess is what I'm getting at. Now, as far as PvE, again, events, stuff like that, I'd say Valken is better, obviously, than Therend, but in PvP, I'd say Therend is probably better and has a lot more utility. Krex is pretty bad. Yo, what up, Jaded Bell? Let's see. I'm just catching up to see that, make sure I didn't miss anything. Any opinions? No, we're good. Okay. Gor Tusk is okay. Gor Tusk is weird because you can actually make him work. I think the only reason he's not being used is because people aren't trying to use him. I think if people experimented more with him, they could actually make him work in a lot more offenses than he's being used in. But I think that's just because people are getting comfortable with certain attack teams that just work. So there's not a whole lot of reason to test stuff out with him. I think there's not really like a defense right now that's not beatable. You know, like when people had Darris, everybody was experimenting to try and figure out how to survive these Rayla. And everybody was trying to figure out how to survive these Rayla onslaughts. People were experimenting a lot, but there's nothing really like that right now that the Zulk offense team doesn't fix. Krex needs to go in F. Yeah, I'll probably agree with that. For being totally honest. Grog is pretty bad, but he's not as bad as these F-tier heroes. Grondor is going to be my next S rank. Grondor's sick. Grondor's so good. I didn't think he was very good at first. I kind of had a weird opinion of him. I didn't like him a lot when he first came out. I called him Doughboy, but he's reached the point where I can call him by his actual name. But I did call him Doughboy before because he just looks like a piece of Play-Doh. Like his character design isn't like isn't awesome, and then he rolls himself up into a ball of Play-Doh. But he's super good now. So definitely work on any of these 4 heroes that you see right here. Definitely we need to be working on. Hagrim's pretty terrible, but better than these F tier. Barely better though. Hansuke is okay. Hansuke is only okay if you have his Long John Suke skin, in which case he's okay, but still not really worth working on, and actually, in my opinion, not worth spending the ether on to get his skin right now, unless you just have a ton sitting around, but otherwise your ether is better spent on stuff like stamina and blah blah blah. That's my opinion. But Valken, I'll put him in B. Yeah, I'll put him in B, I guess. I want to put him in C, but I'm going to get hated on if I put him in C and I put Therend in B, even though as far as PvP goes, I think Therend is better. I'd put Therend in like B+ and Valken in B-, but whatever. I'll see if anybody agrees with me in chat, but so yeah, as far as Grandor and S, his main utility right now is against Miko or Aria teams. That's true. That is his like main utility, but you can put Grandor on most attack teams and you can put him on a lot of defenses and he will help the team a lot by being there. Like, he will absolutely be an asset to the team. And like, he can work in a ton of different types of teams. Again, much more so in my opinion than anybody that's under him. Aria was, I had her in S before. I just think she's not as good anymore because of all the chaos damage that's going on, but chaos damage doesn't really affect Grandor that much. Again, I don't think I put Grandor in S rank last time. I think I put him in A. But I think the way the meta has shifted, I think he's a lot more useful now than he was before, or I might have just been wrong before. But again, give me your opinions. I'm happy to listen to all of them and read them. I can be swayed. If you can sway me to your opinion, I'm not like stuck in stone. Like, if you convince me, I'll switch something around. Hopper, don't worry about Hopper. Just pretend like Hopper doesn't exist. Ice Bloom is only slightly better than anybody down here. She'd be like a C- to me. She has utility. You can use her. I've seen her on defense. She had a moment in defense a couple months ago, but I think she's kind of gone back to the wayside again. Falcon and Zen team is fun. Yeah, like a year ago. What do you mean? Sato. Oh, what up, Sato? What's up, dog? Grandor. Yeah, so basically like what Happy Hawker said, like he makes your team better, right? That's like a really big factor for S rank, is if he makes the team better and not just necessarily like a lone ranger kind of like that's okay with other heroes, if that makes sense. Like, Grandor absolutely provides an asset to all different types of teams. Ice Pick, D. Some of these I'm just not really going to go into. Ignis, F. Bro, somebody got so mad that I put Ego Rock so low in my last tier ranking, and I'm still gonna put him low. I don't care. You can send me all the freaking angry messages you want, but Ego Rock is pretty useless. I don't know, like, he's almost F. I'll throw him up here just because, but just because he used to be cool, but definitely not good. Yeah, he's saying 30% heal, like if you put 3 of the 10% heals, I assume, on him. Right? I assume that's what he means, I don't know. Iris is a very solid hero. Could probably be an A tier. He's definitely B+, maybe A. I'll put him in A for now, and then I'm gonna come back to Iris and see if my opinion changes. Jabbar is clearly an S rank hero. Jabbar, however, is an F rank hero. Jin is still, I would say, probably one of the best heroes in the game. He's just not used as much anymore, but I think the reason he's not used so much anymore is because they had to make so many heroes that like counter him, that now like they had to make so much stuff to make him not so dominant. So for that reason, I'll put him in A for now, but I mean, he's still one of the best heroes in the game. Like, if everybody stops using stuff that counters him, then he's gonna be an S. I don't know. I guess you're right. I guess he's not quite as good as he used to be. That's because you got people like Zulk that remove 3 buffs, which is basically removing every, or not buff, but debuff at the beginning of every turn. You have people like friggin' that are all immune to silence. Like, every single new hero has to be immune to silence, because, or else they're not usable against Jin. I don't know. They really kind of made a mess with all this, but well, that's for a different video. Monkey Boy is pretty F. Let's see here. Iris is B. Yeah, that's where I was gonna put her. Okay, yeah, you guys are right. I originally was gonna put Iris in B. Let's see here. Iris. Man, people did not like Iris. Stop the robbery. Yeah, my bad. I don't know, man. Yeah, dude, Jabbar's like the best hero. Jabbar's the best hero in the game, bro. Okay, so what's this guy's name? Yeah, he's gonna be. Where do I put him? I guess B. You can throw him with like Lily or something, I guess. Nobody uses him, but I guess he's not like the worst. He's better than anybody in C rank. So that's where I'm kind of having an issue here. What is his name? What's Shrek's name? I can't remember Shrek's name, I'm sorry. I completely forgot his name. Jimbo, B-. Yeah, he's definitely B- for sure. Kai is okay. Kai is better than most of the people in C, but I don't think he's as good as any of the people in B, so I'm going to put him in C for now. We're not even going to talk about this fool. Oh, somebody also got really mad that I put Koros so low, but Koros is basically useless at this point. Maybe if you're level 50 and you can just have him as your first attacker and wipe a whole defense, sure. But at level 80, that's not really, it's not really gonna fly. You're not gonna run into anything that Koros can actually work against. There's too many fast heroes that dominate, and you can't survive most first attacks. Like, he's just not, unless you make him all tanky, at which point that kind of like defeats the purpose of him having all attack. But anyways, I'm not even gonna go into that. Kozar's better than these F tier, but barely. Leo is solid. Very solid. But Leo's very solid with Phoenix Boy, who we'll get to later. But still a really good, I mean, still a good hero. Leo is better when you can control what's going on with him. He's not really good on defense at all, because the defense, or the AI defense, doesn't really know how to work well with its heroes, and it can't really plan for things that are going to happen. Like, it can't plan 3 steps ahead, right? Whereas on offense, if you bring him, you know how to plan with him and how to make sure that he's only going to die when you want him to die and when you want him to res your heroes. But he's good. He's definitely a decent defense hero. Lily's good. I'm going to put her in A. Again, Lily, we're talking about Oak Form Lily, which I should update. I have the Oak Form token. I just didn't update it since my last tier list. So I'll update that for the next tier list. Maybe I'll do like a PvE tier list or something like that, which will be a little bit harder, I guess. So maybe I won't do that, but maybe I'll do a tier list that's just like a blanket tier list, including PvE and all that, since this one's just going to be PvP focused. Oof. Yeah, that's going to be a big oof there. Malice is a super good hero. It's debatable. I might put her in A for now. Just at the current meta, I think she's A tier right now, just because everybody's using Zulk, or everybody should be using Zulk. And she makes the Zulk team very, very good. She's not as good as Zulk, but I think she's a very solid hero right now. But again, like, I agree that Grondor, Ray, Darris, Jhin is probably a very, very solid blanket, one-size-fits-all offense. But, like, for example, Darris isn't necessarily, like, carrying the team. She gives a specific buff, which is pretty much her only reason for being on the team. Otherwise, anybody else could really be there and probably take that role just as well. Her damage is fine, but not, like, something that can't really be dealt with pretty easily. Like, I think Darris could probably be swapped out for something else, and the team would still be good. I don't know. That's just my opinion. I probably won't put Darris higher than she currently is. I don't think she's as good as these people I have in A right now. I could see the argument for Jhin being an S, like I mentioned. I'll put him there for now. I've seen enough people, and actually Jhin is one of my favorite heroes, so okay, yeah, we don't even talk about that. Marrow's okay, like, he's better than these D ranks, he's not like amazing. Masuta Kira, I'm gonna put him in the same area I put BD, just again, but again, that's like a team thing. Like, you're not going to use Masuda Kira on any team except that assassin team. That's the only team you're going to use him on. But the assassin team is like, okay, so I'll put them in C. Miko the Marvelous is absolutely an S rank hero. Super, super good. I think everybody agrees on that. Like, I don't really need to explain that, right? I mean, he's really, really good on offense and defense. I mean, he can be ruined all kinds of different ways. If you throw Chaos Runes on him, he's ridiculous. Like, I mean, he's just a really, really good hero. Kind of buggy, but he's a really good hero. Don't need to really talk about that one. Don't really need to talk about this one. Just take my word for it. If I put him in F rank, I promise you, and if you don't already know, I promise you, you don't need to focus on starring up or leveling these. You just leave them at like level 1. Like, just don't even worry about them unless they get better. And if they get better, I promise you'll do another one of these tier lists, and I will tell you, hey, this hero's bomb now. Nub again, talking about PvP. Even in PvP, even in PvE, there's so much better healers and so much better utility than Nub. Yes, you can use Nub with Miko and Cruel King Bramble, I guess, but you're better off using them two with 2 other heroes than using them with him. I mean, that's the truth. I'm sorry. Shrek 2.0 down here is useless. Green Jello is useless. Pig God is useless. Pontifex is still solid, but not quite as good as he was in the whole Darris shenanigans. Oh damn! Somebody doesn't agree with me with Miko. I don't know. I don't know. I'll come back to Miko in a little bit. Then we'll decide on Miko then. That's fine. You can decide on Miko in a sec. Rayla's still good. She's not S, I don't think, anymore. I guess she still is S, I guess, actually. I guess she's still S. I mean, she's not like SSS plus like she was before. She wasn't SXXL. Rocky's pretty horrible, but I'll put him in D, I guess, since he's marginally better than these F rank heroes, I guess. Red Rogar is down here. Selwyn's decent. Selwyn's okay. I guess Selwyn could probably go in B. I just don't know how to use Selwyn well. I guess probably some people do, but I definitely don't. Let's see here. Are we even at Furnace yet? Who's telling me Furnace? I'm not even at Furnace yet. I'm like way off of Furnace. Shade's okay. I guess I could put Shade in B. Like, Shade is a B hero, but nobody uses Shade. Shade is like going into B minus range. Sorry, person that I made extremely angry with my last one. and savior Jabbar. Yasmin. So many do it better. Yoko. Man. F rank is getting pretty full down here. Zola's pretty tight. I'm gonna put her in A. I think she's pretty solid. I think she's better than any of these people that are in B. So, she works really... I mean, she has to have Grandor, but she's pretty solid. If you don't agree with me, we can fight. Zen, I can put in C. I can't justify putting Zen any higher than that. Zom, I'll put him in D. Again, PvP, not really usable right now. Zerk, not usable. Okay, so these newer heroes I have not used that much, like almost at all. And I was not going to waste a boatload of summons to max these people out on the non-VIP portal days. So I've been, like, on each Wednesday, I've been getting my tokens, but I'm not going to, like, waste a ton when the drop rate is 15%. So I would rather take it slow and steady and not waste all my summons. So I still don't have... Who is it? I still don't have Mire. I only have him 2-star. I mean, I do have him, I just don't have him high-starred. And the rest of them I just haven't used much because I heard they weren't that great. But I know that Kelpy? Is it Kelp? I think it's Kelp. Kelpy, yeah. So I heard that she's pretty decent. So that's good news for gold border heroes. I heard she's pretty solid. So I'm going to put her in A for now. But take that with a grain of salt because I don't really know that well. And I'm sure people will tell me in chat what they think about that. But let's see. Let's see what everybody's saying. Yan is B now. I don't know that I would say Yan Lo. Oh, Luo? Yan Luo? I don't know. Whatever. Yan Lo. B. Is Alrakis not here? Is he not? Oh, I didn't add him. Yo, I didn't add Alrakis. Oof. How do I do this? How do I add him after the fact? I'll in post-production I'll just add an Alrakis symbol. Alrakis is S for sure. Obviously, I think we all know that, but in case you didn't, Alrakis is an S tier hero for sure. I don't know, I think Yan is still A. I think Zola is just better than all these B heroes down here. I could put Zola in B. Let's see here. Sybil is A. I'd agree with that for sure. I was on the fence about Sybil because I think Sybil's really, really good, but I don't think he's as good as these guys up here. Let's see here. Spitfire, I heard, is pretty trash, right? Spitfire is F. I'd say he's probably better than these F tier heroes, even without using him, just because of how bad they are. I cannot for the life of me imagine that he's going to be worse than Jello Boy down here. Like, there's no way he's worse than Willow, right? I mean, what up, Bill? What's going on, man? Okay, yeah, okay, so I'll throw him up here for now. I think I was originally gonna put him in S. I was gonna put Miko in S too, but you guys screamed at me. I think Miko's an S rank hero, but I'm getting yelled at enough to so I think Miko could be between, he's A plus, S minus. Let's just say that. For anybody watching this after the fact. Yan Luo, or however you say his name, again, some people are saying he's B. I could see that. I think he's I think he's just not being used very much. I think he's an A hero. I just think he's not like being used a lot, but I think he's definitely on par with these heroes that are in the A slot. I could see Zola being B, I guess, so I'll put her down here for now. I could see her being like a B plus for sure. Alrakis the Bone Daddy. Yeah, wow, nice. Somebody actually watched my video. That's crazy. Um, okay, sorry. I've been moving stuff around too much. I'm getting distracted. So I heard Lumina's pretty, like, okay. Like, is Lumina... Okay, so looking at the other heroes that are in B, would you say Lumina is in B? Like, is... Because, again, I haven't used Lumina, so I don't know. I'm just trying to include her, him, it in here. And, again, I can't imagine that Mire is worse than any of these F... Or even on par, like, there's no way that any of these F rank are better than Mire. There's no way. I'll have to see it with my own eyes. We'll pretend like this Miko is, I'd probably put an extra Miko instead of putting Alrakis in here on accident. So I apologize for that. So how's this looking? I mean, we're pretty much done. This is all 90 whatever hero. How many heroes are there now? Alright, let's look at it. Lumen B, okay. Oh yeah, he's in B. Okay, yeah, for sure. Let's see. So it looks like there's a lot of contention between Miko and Sybil. It looks like people are undecided on them. So, I mean, again, realistically, this is mostly just for a guide. So if you're looking at working on them, it would probably behoove you to work on both of them. I'd say they're probably not bad heroes to work on. It'd probably just work on whoever you have closer to being usable, or like whoever you have that can work with a team with them. So I'll do a separate video in the next couple of days. I can't tomorrow, but probably the day after that I can do a video just going over some of the teams that you can use these heroes with. I used to do a lot of like team videos where I'd go over different PvP offense teams and stuff like that. So I can start doing that again and just like give you a general overview. That way you can see why they're usable, but also like, so you can see, oh, okay, maybe I have this person close to being usable. So I might, and when I look at the tier list says they're in B or C or whatever. So maybe I should work on them, if that makes sense. This doesn't mean that you can't use this hero, that you shouldn't work on that hero, whatever. Just use whatever's going to be best for your team. Again, this is mostly just a guide so that you know what you should be working on when the opportunity arises, if that makes sense. Yo, somebody's streaming Dungeon Boss. No, this is a simulation. It's so funny because you came and you're like, somebody's streaming Dungeon Boss, and I was actually probably about to stop streaming like right now, because I want to output the video and I want to upload it to YouTube as well. But if you don't already follow me on YouTube, definitely go subscribe to me on YouTube. I think for now I'm probably going to close this out unless somebody has very strong opinions on anything that's currently on the screen. So I'll leave it open for comments for a second here. Is this your first DB stream here? Yeah, so this is my first Dungeon Boss stream on my new Twitch. I've been trying for months to get into it, and I've been going back and forth with customer support with an app called Authy, like authentication, but it's called Authy, which is the partner of Twitch, and they've been completely not helpful with me getting my account back, so I basically just need to start from scratch. But that was the main reason I stopped streaming. I mean, that was like the #1 reason I stopped streaming, because I actually enjoy streaming now, but I just couldn't get into my account anymore. For being... Yeah, no, I agree, actually. I think it's a decent viewer count. And actually, if I wasn't using a brand new streaming software, I probably would just hang out and stream some gameplay for a little bit. But like, I need to add, like, this is a brand new software that I'm using, brand new for me anyway. So I don't have all of my stuff set up. Like, I don't have, you know, BlueStack set up to be as a device, as an output device through here, and I just don't really want to figure that out all right now. But if you guys enjoyed this, maybe I can get on in like an hour or so and just stream some gameplay for a little bit. But this was very spur of the moment. It was super like on a whim. I was like, I was already gonna make this tier list video, and I said, screw it, why not just do it live and get some input, especially since I'm a little bit out of touch with the meta of the last like 4 heroes. I figured I'd get your guys' input. Archon didn't deserve what he... Bro! Okay, fine. You guys are screaming at me. Jabbar listen. All right, fine. I guess I don't want to confuse anybody. Jabbar. Yes, Jabbar's not an S rank hero. I figured everybody would already know that, but I guess maybe not. So, unfortunately, as much as we love him, he is not an S rank hero. I think Archon is in his correct spot. Look, Archon could be up here if it'll make you happy, but I believe personally he's here. I mean, that's my personal opinion, but I think he's definitely on the fringe. I think Aria's kind of like right on the edge there. I think Miko's right on the edge there. The rest of them probably not so much, but again, I think this is pretty solid. All right, well, I don't see any more really strong opinions, so I am going to close this out for now. Again, thank you guys for joining, and I will catch you guys next time.